the sun, in the field, walking around, talking to people. And you need faces that people can relate with.
So why don't you have those faces in your party?
No, because those who captured power in the APC, then, we are playing friendship game. If they like your face, they dash you ticket. That's why APC didn't do well.
That would be strong, because many people coming from an APC member, it's almost as well.
No, a lot of those who know us, those who know our position has never been hidden. We've always been very vocal on our position. Our position was that the last election in Rivers State, APC did not do the right things. 19 people went to Abuja and took AC air condition decision. The AC blocked their reasoning abilities to make informed decision. And at the end of the day, when the decision came under sun, it evaporized just like every dew. You understand? So, but I think maybe we should focus on the Rivers State of today. There is a governor in Rivers State. There is a governor,
which is what I'm coming to next. Because for some people, there's a governor in the state, and governance is what we're talking about.
Yes.
Regardless of what is happening with your party, which is very important as well. But as an opposition political party, many would think that gives you a certain role to play in checking the activities of the current governor and government to ensure governance, and even in the political space of the state and how things turn. Many even went as far as saying opposition parties came out now because of what we heard the assembly should have happened, and are trying to cash in on that and make a lot of noise and use that to perhaps even cause further divide within the PDP. That sort of speculations would be going around, and still is going around at the moment. So it puts us in a place where people would ask, what exactly is the APC and other parties in the state supposed to do to checkmate activities of government in politics in the state and governance?
Okay, if you hear me, you see, there's an ideal situation and there's a real situation. The picture you painted would have been an ideal situation, but whether it's real is entirely a different thing, right? That's what every viable opposition party ought to have done. But you can see that the politics of Nigeria these days, parties don't matter much. Like myself, I led a group called the Concerned APC Youth, and we endorsed the candidature of Sim Fubara before the elections.
And you were in the APC?
Yes, and I'm in the APC.
So how did that happen?
Because we told our party, give us a candidate we know from amongst us. The disciples, the savior should come from among the disciples. Right? Now, you can't, during the last election, the 19 elders went to take air-conditioned decisions that did not and does not reflect the political realities in APC in Rivers State.
So yourself and some other members of the APC at the time and the group that you led did not know the candidate at the time, Tonye Cole, who is not emerging as candidate for the first time, if I might add.
Well, yeah, he didn't run for the first time. I mean, he didn't emerge for the first time in 2023, but under what processes? Under what system? Were there democratic primaries? Now, we are saying that people took air-conditioned decisions that eventually vaporized when subjected to sun, right? If somebody those who wanted to, I mean, with all respect to Tonye Cole, until he wanted to run for governorship, he had never slept 2 nights in Port Harcourt for the past 20, 30 years. Right? So where would he have come from?
And now he's in Port Harcourt.
Because he wanted to become governor in 2019. He came back to Port Harcourt. We started building a house in his village. But I think, if you hear me, let's leave the issue let's focus on the governor and the governance now, at the moment. We woke up a few days back. Why we had to endorse the candidature of Sim is very clear and obvious. We looked at Sim's antecedents. We are historians. We are not, moved by flashes. We are very careful people. The candidates that we are presented in the last election, who was Sim Fubara? Sim Fubara was an account teacher at Ascension High School in Eleme, a common classroom teacher. He rose from there to become AG assistant under Governor Dele in 1999, right? From AG assistant, Amechi came and retained him as an AG assistant. AG assistant is kind of a deputy assistant accountant general, right? So he was there. When Wike came in, he became a DFA. right? Director of Finance and Accounts. From DFA, he rose to become Permanent Secretary Government House. Are you there? Now, from Permanent Secretary, he became Accountant General of the state. You can see a consistent trajectory from a classroom teacher to an AG assistant, to a DFA, to a PAMSEC, to Accountant General, and of course to a governor.
But with the situation and the level and pace of growth and governance development we have now in the state, would you say that from an APC person's perspective, you did well supporting the PDP governorship candidate?
No, we looked at the antecedents, the trajectory of the track records of those the parties presented, right? We looked at. I agree that other parties had strong candidates, good material. But it's like I said, ideal situation is different from the real situation. Now, when you bring it down to politics of Rivers State, you need somebody who is from here, who knows the issues here, who knows the factions and the factors, who knows the players and the playtime, who knows everything. So for us, why we endorsed him was that we saw his trajectory. We can relate with him here. Now, so far in governance, you can see that he has, since 5 months that he became governor, he has shifted from that confrontational issues that we used to have in our state, right? Before now, you have war, quarrel, all of that. But since the 5 months he became governor, he has tried to, look at what he did to teachers. The last time teachers were promoted in Rivers State was about 11 years ago under Governor Mechi. Since then, there was stunted growth, stagnation. But since Fubara came, within 5 months of his administration, he promoted and paid teachers up to 2.something billion. That is the man we endorsed. Look at what he has done with Songhai Farm. Songhai Farm, Rivers, the billions of naira belonging to Rivers people were invested in Songhai Farm.
But he hasn't really done anything yet.
Just hold on. Visit is part of doing something. You must understand and understudy what's on ground before so you can make informed decision. Right? So, for 8 years, the Songhai Farm was allowed to rot away. The billions sunk away. The hundreds and thousands of jobs there were allowed to go away. But since he came back, within 5 months of administration, he has tried to put the place back in order through a visit. And I hear that he's talking to investors to come and kick up that place.
So are you saying that the new approach?
Finish. The same thing he has done with the syringe factory. He's looking into that. The syringe factory just behind here at Trumosi. They are bringing in investors. So now, if you go further, there are issues that were situations in Rivers State that we didn't like. The Rivers we didn't like. For example, the My One Market was built with billions of Rivers taxpayers' money, was commissioned and was kept under lock and keys. So we're asking the governor to go and open up that place and allow people use them. We are looking at the cardiovascular cancer and cardiovascular center.
Yeah.
Right? It was built with the billions of taxpayers' money, locked under, shut down and put under lock and keys. We are asking the governor that you must put that place in use. It's our money. It's the money that belongs to Rivers people. It's not a PDP money. It's not an APC money. And we are the Rivers people. We are telling the governor, you need to put that place in order. Now, you look at Mother and Child Hospital at Rumomasi. It's built with billions of naira belonging to Rivers people. It's under lock and key. If you hear me, that's not how governance should operate. So, if
has there been an explanation, perhaps from the Commissioner for Information or meetings you've held to find out perhaps there are other certain paperwork that need to be handled? Well, before you respond, let's take this short commercial. When we come back, we'll continue from here.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.
conversation continues. Let's talk here on the Morning Crossfire. And my guest is a member of the APC, also a political affairs analyst, Ikenda Elechi, with me in the studio. Said quite a lot in the first half of the show. Responses to the APC, its role as an opposition, the support for the PDP candidate in the last elections, and governance. Now, it was highlighting a few government infrastructure that should be up and running, urging the government to ensure that those facilities are open for public use. We'll be going straight to that now. But remember to join the conversation live on Facebook. You can watch us live from wherever you are. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And on X, it is Nigeria Info PH. If you have questions and comments that you want to make, the WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. All right. We'll be opening the phone lines in a matter of moments, but let's get you to conclude first. On what you were saying along the lines of the Mother and Child Hospital, the market, and the rest of them. Okay, so you were saying they were shut down, and I was trying to say whether or not there isn't any reason for it. Perhaps efforts to get in touch with the Commissioner for Information to figure out maybe the government is trying to get certain things sorted out, certain agreements or certain... There has to be something. I mean, if everything is effective and working and all paperwork done, you can't say the government would deliberately just keep those places shut down.
No, I'm not in the government, so the government owes us explanation. But what we are saying is that we are telling the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sim Fubara, that these places were built with billions of naira belonging to Rivers people and Rivers State. We need these places to start running. Okay? We need the Buguma Fish Farm, Ubima Fish Farm, Ubima and Buguma and a few other places. We need all of these. Everything belongs to Rivers State. There's an Port Harcourt International Airport hotel at the airport that is allowed to rot away. We need the Delta hotels, the chain of hotels owned by Rivers State. We need all these things to start working. Look, sometime last year, it was reported that Rivers State has one of the highest levels of unemployment. But we have all of these employment opportunities that are shut down or that are closed for whatever reasons. So Rivers people are telling the governor of Rivers State to please put eye and open up these places. There's this cassava processing at Oyibo. Why are all these places under lock and keys? Even when they were built with public resources. So we are telling the governor that please, we want these places to start running. They will reduce unemployment.
Why do you think the governor isn't looking at those? Or why do you think those places aren't running?
Because the governor has just been 5 months.
It will be difficult to say politics because, elections are done.
The governor has just been 5 months in office. He needs to understand what had happened in the last.
But he's been in the system for a long time. I mean, you were really now.
No, but he was a civil servant.
But he had ideas. He knew.
He was a civil servant. Now he's in the saddle. So he needs time to understand. There are papers that were now available to him as a civil servant. Today he's the governor. He needs time to understudy them. And we think that he has begun on a good note. And we're encouraging him to continue on that trajectory.
All right. It then brings us to the argument about the politics in Rivers State. And we know that we have local government elections coming. And you have just said that you and some other members of your party supported the governor at the time, despite him being a member of the PDP. Is that what we are going to see for the local government elections?
No. You see, every issue has their peculiarities. Why we supported the governor was because of his trajectory, his antecedents, his track records. They were too intimidating for us to have overlooked. That's why we endorsed him for the governorship, and we don't regret it.
But for the local government elections, that will not be the case.
The local government, the former governor has taught us how to play politics in Rivers State.
How?
I'll come there. Now, when the former governor came in, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, he came in, he did not conduct local government election immediately. Right? He ran caretaker for some time to enable him understudy the political environment and stabilize. So I think that the present governor should also replicate that template.
Why?
He also needs to understand what's going on. He needs to ask questions. He needs to put his eyes across the states.
Why would he have to do that? If there's a timeline, a calendar, how this thing works, why not have the... So are you saying that politicians deliberately put caretaker committee chairman there for personal or political gains or reasons?
No, for personal or political gains. See, if you mean, when you are appointed, when you get into a new office, you need to understand the office, right? You need to understand the processes and procedures. True or false?
Yes, but you have to be working doing that.
Of course, now caretaker is not will not be a new thing. So we think that if the governor wants to conduct election, there's nothing stopping him from conducting election. But we think that if he needs to understand and study the environment a bit more, he should be allowed to. After all, we have been taught sufficiently by the previous governors.
So you're saying that the APC would not be bothered? Or is it that you would not have candidates that you would want to field? If the governor says we're having elections, wouldn't you see that as an opportunity to put yourself in government in one form or the other, so you have a say in how the development and governance works?
We can do that whenever the election is being conducted.
But you would advise that a caretaker committee come first?
Well, I'm not in a position to tell the governor what to do. What I'm saying is that I've looked at this year's budget. I don't know whether they've made provisions for elections and all of that. I don't know. But I think that the governor needs to learn from how his predecessors handled the situation, the political situation.
But he has said his predecessors is Oga. I mean, we also
we are not doing an Oga or something.
And he laid it to rest, especially for people who feel that opposition political party members might want to cash in on that situation.
The personal relationship between Sim Fubara as a person and His Excellency Nyesom Wike as a person, they can have their personal relationship. But for today, Nyesom Wike is a minister for the Federal Capital Territory. He's a public servant. Sim Fubara is the governor of Rivers State. Two of them owe the state an obligation. It's not about their personal relationship. They can keep their personal relationships. They can be their Oga and father and son, whatever relationship. But when it comes to public governance, it's not about Oga and son.
What is it about?
It's about governance. Sim Fubara took an oath to protect and project the interests of Rivers people, right? He is still under that obligation. Yes, Wike took an oath of office too, to see how he can help Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in FCT. I think the honorable minister is focusing on that, while the governor is focusing in the state. See, I don't see a basis for quarrels. I don't even see a basis for confrontation or disagreement between them. The two of them have their desk, their hands are already full. So I would request that each of them stay on their desk and do their works. The jurisdiction they govern are not close by, right? The governor is far away in the FCT, and the minister taught us how to set a precedent of capital G governorship reversal. What it means is that the immediate past governor, the minister, was a capital G governor.
How do you mean?
He said he was a capital G governor. Right? It means that he was in charge and he didn't take directives from any quarters. What that simply tells you is that subsequently, governors coming after him must also be capital G governors that shouldn't take orders from any quarters. You see, when you set a precedence, you must allow it to run. For example, the honorable minister successfully killed godfatherism in the politics of Rivers State. If there is one person who has consistently spoken out against godfatherism, it's the honorable minister for.
But some would accuse him of wanting to be a godfather.
Well, I don't think he is a godfather. I don't think he wants to be a godfather. But if he becomes a godfather, he has taught us how to fight godfathers, and it would be unfair for us not to be good learners. Okay. I don't know if you understand.
I understand, and I'm sure the listener understands. We'll just keep asking more questions, but let's take some calls now. 0817. 923-0003 0817-923-0003 0817-923-0007. Do we have enough opposition political party activities in this state? And my guest, when we started with that question, outrightly said we don't. You've also heard him talk about the relationship between the governor and the former governor, who is now minister of the FCT, and says they both have their desks full. Let them just focus on that. We need governance. And he doesn't think that the political parties in this state in opposition corner are doing enough to push government to do what is needed. You've been following the conversation. Just in case you haven't, on Facebook, you can go there and watch Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle. Follow the page, like it, and let's go. Okay. Derek Amadi says the governor within this short time in office has shown that he really wants to do his best for Rivers people. He needs to take more deliberate, concise steps to revamp certain state facilities that will boost the state's economy, reduce unemployment amongst young ones, and also reduce crime. This one says Governor Fubara should, as a matter of urgency, activate the Delta rubber companies in Echie for employment opportunities for the people of Rivers State. I think you mentioned that as well. He says, good morning. This is very long. Solomon from Ajip, I cannot take all of your... This is an epistle. Good morning. My contribution is about the former governor and the current governor doing the right thing. The former governor should remove his eye from the activities of the state. Let the governor create jobs, infrastructure, and move development to other local government areas. I want to let the former governor know that, I don't get this one. I think that's too much, Solomon from Ajib. Muriel, let's start with you from Okrika. You go straight to the point, please. Your name, just tell us your contribution or your question. Muriel from Okrika, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Efemi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Look, Efemi, I'm so happy for the first time in our state, in the history of our state, we're experiencing this political peace amongst different parties. All parties came together to adopt over, and I think the governor should bank on this and run with it, and I expect him to do better. They say to him, whom much is given, much is expected, absolutely. But talking about opposition, I think we have a clear different understanding of opposition. We always believe that an opposition party should always criticize, should always bring out faults without bringing out solutions. And for the fact that an opposition member is seated there, giving the governor, putting him right on track, showing him what to do to increase his own scorecard, even as a member of a different political party, I seriously am highly praising. Now, for their party hierarchy, I think they should deal with it absolutely, and they should make sure that they bring out candidates, because we don't want a situation where we'll just pick up a local government chairman, just nominate, pick them up. They should bring up candidates, and I think the election should be cleanly contested. But for what they are doing, I think I praise them absolutely, and I think the governor should run with it and work well.
Thank you very much. DK is in Emoha. Okay, we lost the call from DK. Robin from HA. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, Robin. Yep, go on.
I'm greeting to our guest in the studio.
Hello, good morning, Robin.
Yes, let me go straight to the issue of one of the questions you asked, whether there's opposition in River State. Andrew, I've said it for the often time. There is nothing like opposition. The names that you are calling, they are mere nomenclature. Either PDP, APC. It's like you do not understand that there is hunger in River State. The only job available is politics and order. There's hunger. The former governor, now the minister, told us, I'm not aware, but I am hungry. My jaw have gone inside as a Rivers man. My stomach have gone inside. There's no job. Let me tell you something. Nigerian state is governed through social justice, democracy. And the Constitution provides that before you rise to any elected position, the platform must be through a political party. And somebody is in Party A, he is telling you he supported Party B before election. Don't we have moral? Don't we have conscience? And we are clapping hands. That's not like a political party. We are all hungry. On the issues of those places you mentioned, yes, we have been shouting it here. Somebody will call and tell you that River State government did not take loan to complete the Gary processing plant at Irebe. I will be the one to go and supply them Gary. I mean Kataba. A director that builds a factory does not know that you have to source for material. Every of the places built by the former administration is under lock and key. He built cardiovascular hospital, and he told us that Ministry of Health in River State is not qualified to run the place. That if we give to them, they will mess the place up. So how come you conceive that idea without having agreement with foreign partners?
All right, Robin
must live up to be the governor of River State. And if there's something he can do, let me use this, please. Let him go and vacate the order of EFCC in court, so that the subsequent governor coming up, the record of River State account should be looked into. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. Alfred in Emoha. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Andrew, I don't want to agree that there's no opposition in River State. I think in this part of the world, we have always believed that opposition is such that we would always go out and fight and make noise. And that is why things have not been working well. That opposition must be the one that would always come out to fight. When you're not fighting, you're not opposition. I don't believe in that. And one other thing that is so clean in this part of our side is patience and consistency. And when your opinion, your suggestion go to meet the person that is in the highest or that is in the climax or that is ready to give out funding. And listen to the Western world. Opposition remains. Whether you are so much powerful that you can release funds enough, you still have people that can do opposition even without funding. Their voice are there. But in this part of the world, we believe that opposition must just be when you are not in power. In fact, the two parties must be in power for there to be an opposition. No, I don't subscribe to that. In a real ideal state, opposition must not be in power to oppose.
All right, Alfred, thank you. Let's go to Cookie Gam now in Remo Lumeni. Cookie Gam, good morning. Straight to the point.
Good morning. No.
Good morning. Straight to the point, please.
Ikenda, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Cookie Gam.
And I want to ask my friend 2-3 questions this morning.
Go ahead.
One, before the primary to choose who takes APC flag, he said that he supported APC before he left to support him now. The money that Google gave to us during the media chat at President Hotel, giving to you and Chile, how was the money shared to those media people that were there in President Hotel before the primaries, before the telco was brought? One. Ikenda, I know that for the past years you want to be local government chairman of the local government.
If I be local government chairman about it.
3.
Look at if
if Tim appoints Katika, he's not for Katika chairman to be given to you. He said that no, this issue is not
my brother.
All right, Cookie Gam, let's get his response.
Let me answer it very directly so that you won't have this thing. I am qualified to be local government chairman, and if it's given to me, I will take. If I'm also qualified to be caretaker, if it's given to me, I will take. If you won't take, that's your business. If you say that could give me money at a presidential hotel, you are just playing by the side. You are from a public. Go and meet that and ask him if you give me money. I don't respond to all this type of issues. And I'm not trying to please you, my brother. Do whatever you want. It's your business. Say what you want.
Okay.
But let's stay on the issues, please.
We already have a lot of time. Apologies. So you heard. Some people would say if we had adequate opposition activities in the state, what happened at the assembly might not have happened if we had some maybe other political party members occupying seats.
Of course, that's the fact of the issue. But the point is that as of today, like I keep telling you, you keep talking about ideal situation. But there's an ideal situation and there's a real situation. The real situation today is that there is no opposition assembly member in the assembly. It's all about the PDP. And that's why you can see 2-3 people, maybe the former speaker, Right Honorable Martin Samehule, could rise up.
He's still the speaker, according to the
assembly. No, but they say that he has been impeached. We watched video clips where they say he has been removed.
We can't certify the processes that led to that, but the statement from the assembly still says this is what we are recognizing.
Okay, well, we are discussing what is in the public domain for now.
Yeah.
But you can't go to your father's house and say you have impeached a governor or you have issued an impeachment notice to a governor. There are processes of law. So he must be in the assembly, then he must form a quorum, he must follow all the processes of law. They haven't done that. And what offense would the governor have committed in 5 months? This is somebody who won your party primaries amongst other contestants.
So what then is there? Because who is in charge of the APC now? Who is the leader of the APC?
Look,
who is the chairman of the
APC? We are working with the APC constitution. The APC constitution does not have provision for leader. The APC constitution has provision for chairman. As at the last count, there was an issue that came before a court, and the court told the former chairman, Chief Emeka Buke, to stop parading himself as the chairman of APC in Rivers State and asked his deputy, Mete Frebo, to take charge. I don't know, to the best of my knowledge, that order has not been vacated. I don't know whether you have any record of its vacation.
All right, this one says, your guest should stop informing the listeners. You knew nothing about Sim prior to 2010. Sim was a local government cashier, then treasurer. He only became accountant general a few months after the former governor became governor in 2015. Okay.
So how does that disagree with
we have few seconds. So in that few seconds, are you saying that you don't feel worried that this lobbying and romance between the opposition political party, major opposition political party, and the ruling party, you don't think it's going to be a problem?
See, if you hear me, just like Alfred who said, the idea that opposition must be confrontational is not right. Opposition can be consulted, it can consult, it can cooperate, it can suggest to the government. And now that is why the likes of myself, the likes of Engineer One Odiwosu, the likes of Precious Awuse, the likes of Ogberi Lawrence, the likes of Good Live Ele,
already out of time.
Also done. Kingsley Orji, Uche Stan,
already out of time.
Together to
we have to go for a commercial now.